Why us? Telling you guys about Cuba? Well, collectively, I think we've been over 20 times.
Maybe even more. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
So today we are starting off a Cuba series because we always get so many questions about our Cuba trips, where we go, so we thought we were gonna answer some of your questions.
First question is, how many cities have you been to in Cuba? I've been to Cayo Guillermo, Cayo Coco,
Varadero,
yeah,
Havana,
Matanzas, Cardenas, and you went to...
and I've been to Holguin other than what you mentioned. So collectively 7.
7. Did you stay at a hotel in Havana?
We decided to live the local life, and honestly, I think if you want the best Cuban experience, you should get an Airbnb. Ours was so cheap.
Oh my gosh, it was like literally $27 a night.
We're gonna link that video up there if you want a tour of our Airbnb. It was gorgeous. We lived right in Havana. Like, our neighbors were all Cubans. I think that's the best way to experience real life Cuba.
And you're supporting the Cuban people when
I was just gonna say that, yeah.
when you get an Airbnb, so Airbnb is definitely the better option. Have you done a Jeep safari? So driving your own, or ATV rentals? I'm looking for an excursion that doesn't involve swimming.
Well, I personally have never done ATVs.
No. We never done ATVs. I don't think, not Jeeps either.
Not Jeeps, no.
So we can't really tell you anything about that, but I do know people that went on them. They really like them, the Jeep.
So we did the Havana one-day excursion. It's a full-day excursion. It takes you from the hotel to Havana. You leave really early in the morning. And
That's if you're in Varadero.
It's called Havana one day. You get to go to Havana, you have lunch, they show you around, and you get to explore on your own, and then you come back to the hotel.
Have you rented mopeds? And if so, the best place to do this? No, we haven't done that either.
No.
Just ask like any of the workers. They probably can direct you to someone. What is the food like?
Oh my gosh, I feel like the food for some people is a hit or miss.
I think you just have to go in with a mindset like it's not gonna be like Punta Cana, it's not gonna be like Mexico or like all these like 5-star resorts you go to, but it's also not bad. It's just food. It's not, you're not gonna be getting like an exquisite dinner every night. So if that's not what you care about, then whatever. But I enjoy the food. It's just like basics, like rice, beans, meat, all kinds of stuff.
Also, they don't have a lot of condiments, so if you're a person who needs ketchup or jam or anything with your food, you should probably bring your own. Their ketchup clearly isn't the same as ours, and I agree, like, I enjoy the food. The a la cartes are so good. We even went out in Havana and we ate like the food in the restaurants. Best
so
pizza, best pasta, like, it was so good. I think I agree. You need to go with an open mindset and just try new things.
Yeah. And adding on to food, somebody asked if you're a vegetarian in Cuba, can you find stuff to eat? And I think yes. I think you could definitely find stuff to eat. Like, there's a lot of rice, beans, there's so much fruit.
Yeah.
And even vegetables. They do have a lot of vegetables there.
They do, yeah. And you can have soups. I'm not sure if they have any vegetable soup, but I feel like they have a variety. So it depends on your resort, of course. But yeah, I mean,
you'll survive.
You'll survive for sure.
What kind of fruits do they have?
What kind of fruits? Well, it depends on the season too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if
mango.
I was just gonna say mango season. If we went, I think, we went in like May with my parents, and their trees were just full of mangoes. It was so good.
Mangoes are like the best. How do you plan a trip? Do you go day by day before going, or do you go with the flow? So I think when we go to resorts, it's just like there's not really any planning.
You just go with the flow.
You book the resort and you're kind of going with the flow too. But when we went to Havana, we had to do a little bit more planning, but we didn't do that much. We just booked an Airbnb, like walk around and do what you want.
I know. I think the biggest preparation, like Emma said, is when you go to Havana or you're not in a hotel, because you don't have access to the Wi-Fi, so you got to download everything beforehand and know what to download. And also sometimes it's good at home to prepare, like if you want to go out dancing, what are the best places, what are some restaurants to visit, some tourist attractions. But other than that, I agree. If you're in a resort, I mean, basically they lead the day for you. They tell you everything there is to do. Just go with the flow. You'll have a great time. Different regions of Cuba, because we mentioned that if you're looking more for a party, I think you should go to Varadero because Havana's nearby. There's a bunch of Varadero. There's a bunch of different clubs in the area that are outside of the resort.
Yeah, I think the best thing about Varadero is like the city, like even just downtown Varadero is literally like a 20-minute cab from our resort, and we're like at the end
of the peninsula.
So when we go to Grand Memories, it's like at the end, but we could take like a cab for like 20 minutes and we're in this city. I think Verdadero's good for like...
Yeah, Verdadero's good for partying. I think if you're family-oriented, Cayo Coco, they have the best, I think, family-oriented. If you're looking for more calm, relax, I think Holguin is very nice.
And snorkeling.
And snorkeling, yeah. If you do want really great snorkeling, we're going to link the video, but snorkeling, really great in Holguin.
How does the Wi-Fi work? Like, internet isn't free. Like, you're not just gonna go to a coffee shop and be like, can I have your internet password? No. You have to buy these cards at resorts. They're like 1 CUC, Cuban peso, and you get an hour of internet on this card, and you don't have to use it all at once. You could log in and log out, but it's very slow. Don't expect to be like doing any like video streaming, anything like that. Like you could go message your friends, even video calls are like very slow. The internet's not everywhere, so if you're in Havana, there's only like certain parks where you can access it. So even our Airbnb didn't have internet. We had to go to a park, sit there, access it, and then you leave. Yeah. A lot of the apps that we have on our phones might actually not work in Cuba. Like if you're a huge fan of Snapchat, I mean I'm not sure who is anymore, but if you're a huge fan of Snapchat, it ain't gonna work. If you're trying to call people, WhatsApp is good. IMO, you should download that app. It's great. FaceTime doesn't really work there. Like it doesn't really connect for me. It's a lot slower. So yeah, IMO is a really good one. WhatsApp, even Facebook. Messenger. And try to download stuff before you go. Like if you're in the city and you need a map, like that saved our life. Like we saved all the places we want to go to, Google Maps. You can do that and access it offline. What is the cheapest time to go to Cuba? The cheapest time, ladies and gentlemen, is hurricane season. It's basically now that kind of passed, But from September, I think September to like mid-November is the cheapest time. But like Emma said, it is hurricane season, like September, that month especially. So you can either have amazing weather or you can have a torrential downpour. Even August is pretty cheap too, like July, August, because it's like summer where we are. Like in Canada, it's summer, so no one really wants to go on vacation, so the prices are lower. If you want to go on Christmas or New Year's, it's gonna be really expensive. Like it's double. It'll be double the price of what you would normally pay. Even January, February's still really expensive. Any like March break, don't go during March break. All April, May is pretty good. It's decent. You gotta look like. You gotta monitor the prices and don't settle. If you know it's high, you gotta wait. But they will go down. They will go down. And I agree. Actually, I think the best time to avoid hurricane season and before it gets crazy expensive is like the end of November, beginning of December. That like 1 month, that kind of between the 2 months, that is the best time to go because the weather, you're still guaranteed that it's gonna be nice and sunny. I mean, it might be wavy. I know that if you are a snorkeler and that's what you're trying to do, there could be a lot of waves, so it's a hit or miss, but weather-wise and sun-wise and price-wise. How do you bargain for a taxi? Oh my gosh. Oh, Emma and I went through the whole thing. You have to be very like firm and walk away, which is what we struggle with, but we did really good last time. We basically said like, oh, can you bring us here for 30 cukes, which was like, we went like probably like almost an hour drive. Yeah, 30 cukes, which is what it should be. He kept saying no, and we literally just walked away because that's what you have to do. There wasn't even any other taxis there, but we just walked away. We're just gonna keep walking. And then after he called us and said, okay, like I'll bring you for 30. And also another really good pro tip, listen up guys, is the uglier the taxi, the cheaper it will be. So if you're trying to ride in style and you want that really old, I don't know, convertible, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more expensive. But if you just want to get from point A to point B and you're okay with taking a tiny little car, look for the ugly one. If you're trying to get from point A to point B and you're at a resort, ask the workers because they will know what is a good price. Yeah, make sure you know what it should cost before you go there so then you won't get scammed, basically. Speaking of getting scammed and money, let's talk about the currency because the currency is very different. They have their Cuban pesos. They have two currencies. One is for locals and one is for us tourists. So we, as tourists, we use their Cuban convertible peso. CUC. The CUC, the cukes. It's basically equivalent to $1 American, more or less. So when you go to Cuba, you have to go to their banks, whether you're going to the city in Havana or whether you're going to the hotel. They have their banks and you need to convert your money into their currency in order to buy things, tip, and do whatever. If you're looking to tip people, always tip in their currency because if they get a Canadian dollar or an American dollar, sometimes they can't convert that. Are there bugs and mosquitoes? Well, no, duh. Kidding. I think it depends where you go, because in Veradero, I noticed there's like barely any mosquitoes. Like we literally never got bit. I know some people do get bit, so you always should be putting on bug spray. But when I go to Cayo Coco or Cayo Guillermo, it's literally like in the middle of nowhere. Like you're surrounded by swamp, so you'll literally get eaten alive if you do not put bug spray on. Like I know people complain about like cockroaches and like spiders, but like you're outside and
in a tropical country.
In a tropical country, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see lizards. You're gonna see frogs. I don't like them either, but it's harmless. You'll just see them. What are some gifts to bring for Cuban people?
Oh, this is probably one of the best questions that you could ask. After having visited a lot of the cities and actually having gone inside shops, a lot of their stuff is really overpriced and expensive. So feminine hygiene is great. Like they barely have tampons, so if you can bring a box of tampons, they will love you forever. Some nice clothes if you know people, right? And you have some shirts that you're not really gonna wear anymore, you can always donate. Say I'm a solo female traveler or I'm traveling with friends. Is this country safe?
Yes.
Hell yes. This country is so safe.
It's literally safer than Canada. Like I feel more safe walking in the streets of Havana
at 3 a.m.
than I do in Toronto. Like we both went together. Oh, literally. So
go out, have fun, you're safe, stay safe, and stay tuned for more of our Cuba series.
Bye.
Adios. Pan, borracha.
Okay.
Champagne, borracha.